This is the Hidden Leaf Village's handsome devil, Rock Lee, and you're watching Anime Egotists. After this, you can do 51 sit-ups or watch all 51 episodes of Rock Lee and his ninja pals. Rock Lee. Leaf Hurricane!
And welcome back to the Anime Egotists, where you wouldn't want to room with us because sometimes our rooms do feel colder than snow.
I got an AC unit going right now.
Yeah. Anyways, my name's Alex, and if you see me wearing shorts in winter, leave me alone. Leave me alone.
Exactly. And I'm Richard.
That's correct. And together, I'd like to say we enjoy Naruto. We talk about the show, every now and then the video games, but we don't really get to talk about the movies that often.
No, and they're kind of an integral part of the storytelling. They give unique little excerpts that tell a fun adventure in this probably about half the time that it takes Naruto to tell one part, like 3 episodes of one story arc.
That's correct. So we decide, you know what? Let's start reviewing some Naruto movies. And I guess, well, we had to start with the first one because I can't find the Waterfall Village special anywhere. Someone point me in the direction of it.
Yeah, and once you find it, just let me know where to go to watch it then.
Yeah, sounds good. So we decided to talk about Naruto's first movie.
The Land of Snow.
That's correct. I have this movie on DVD. I got it for my birthday one year. Does it hold up? Well, let's just get into it.
All right. So the movie begins with this kind of epic battle going on where I guess a princess and her bodyguards are attacking a evil dictator, a general. They don't really explain who he is, as far as I could tell.
Yeah, her name is Princess Gale, and she's motivating her team against Mao. Oh, sadly it's not the wrestler, but he wasn't around yet, so I guess that kind of makes sense. And she uses her rainbow chakra because as cool as it looks, they never explain, oh, hey, rainbow chakra is the most powerful. It's just like, no, you just have rainbow chakra. Is it more powerful? Maybe.
Yeah, they kind of like make it sound cool, and then it doesn't come up until like the very end of the movie, and then like
Yeah.
that's about it.
Yeah, I will say though, I do love the soundtrack of this movie. Like, just it's a good mix of, oh, this is the stuff you hear from the regular Naruto series, and maybe some newer stuff. Because personally, I've always said that I kind of prefer Naruto soundtrack over Shippuden's soundtrack. I miss hearing these songs.
Yeah, I yeah, I can agree to that. It felt classic Naruto.
Yeah, and speaking of it, which Naruto and Team Seven are standing on top of the ceiling watching the movie. Why?
Yeah, this is one of those moments where the technological level of the Naruto universe always confuses me because they like sometimes act like they're like old timey, don't have anything technological wise, and then all of a sudden they turn around and they have like movie theaters and this, that, and the other video games exist stuff. It's just a little weird to me.
Yeah, it seems a little inconsistent, especially during the tuning exams when they're like, "Hey, we're gonna have this on a we're gonna have it on a giant screen that randomizes your name." And then the very next part of the tuning exam, the guy just pulls out a napkin. He's like, "Hey, these are the matches." I'm like, "What happened to the computer? What budget cuts?" Okay.
Yeah, budget cuts.
Yeah. But the movies, they get pelted with trash during the movie because Naruto's being an idiot, screaming about it. And they're waiting for Kakashi, and they're talking about the movie, and Sakura is, of course, fawning over one of the actors because he's so cool and manly and stuff.
Yeah, but yeah, they're waiting to meet Kakashi outside is kind of the next part, and suddenly the actress rides through on a horse being chased by a whole bunch of armed men.
Yeah, and of course, Naruto and the others go after it. And It this does like I said, this does feel like very classic Naruto, just hijinks and shenanigans. And after Naruto saves the princess and Sakura and Sasuke end up beating up the people chasing him, it's like, oh, hey, Kakashi finally pulls up and says, "Oh, yeah, these are the people we're working with. Why did you beat them up?" I'm like, I don't know, Kakashi. Maybe give us an introduction or show up on time.
Yeah, this is kind of one of those things that they stereotype that Kakashi's always late, and then he's never actually late after like the first episodes. So it's kind of nice to see that stereotype of him come back up here.
Yeah, yeah, and Naruto's he's a little weird with the actress.
Yeah, he's obsessed with her, wanting her autograph, maybe a little flirting with her. It's just as you said, it's weird.
Yeah, the actress's name being Yukie Fujikaze.
Yeah. But she's very stuck up and stubborn about it. She doesn't believe in giving autographs.
Those poor kids. Yet she low-key reminds me of Tsunade when Naruto first met her. Just very cynical and jaded.
Mhm. Yeah, always talk about how it's not worth getting the autograph of anybody and how the world's unfair and you shouldn't pursue your dreams, really. So
Yeah,
it's a lot.
just a heads up. If any of you ask for our autographs, we will give them to you. We will be confused, but we will still give you one.
Yeah, I don't know why you would want it.
No, no. Oh, I don't know. Tax purposes? I don't know. Oh, but we also learned that they are in fact shooting a movie, and that's why they're going to the land of snow. And I'm gonna be honest, seeing directors with casual clothes, like hoodies and windbreakers and stuff like that, and backwards baseball caps, it's really just bizarre to see in the Naruto universe.
Yeah, there's one guy, he reminds me of one of the bad guys in the Water 7 arc. He's like the assistant director. He's the redheaded guy.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh my God, is that him just without his long nose in the other one?
Yeah, it's like just these aren't complaints. I just want to point this out. It's just funny. It actually makes me enjoy the movie more. It's one of those things where I kind of just turn my brain off, but then my brain gets turned back on. I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah, so they haven't Kakashi, Sakura, and Sasuke are having a talk with the director and them about like what's going on and why they're asking for help and all that, if I remember correctly, right?
Yes, because the actress always runs away when they ran away specifically when it's like, oh, like they said, oh, hey, she's usually pretty cool about working, but the second she learned about we were going to the land of snow, that's when she started running off. And her manager, Sandayu, really wants to just get to the bottom of it.
Yeah. Um, and again, we get the Naruto bits with her off. She breaks his thing and pepper sprays him.
That was funny. That was funny. Once he probably should have seen that coming, but I guess he's stupid.
Well, this is still early Naruto. He's not skilled, so he could still be easily stuck up on.
Yeah, yeah, and they find her, and he finds her in a bar. He finds her in a bar, and he inadvertently saves her from from a guy who seems rather tipsy. And at one point, we even see the squinting famous Naruto face, which I don't even know if I could recreate if I could try.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I don't want to try making that face.
Yeah, but they keep telling her they find her, and Kakashi uses the Sharingan on her to knock her out. Which, considering all the stuff the Sharingan can do, you kind of forget that it has smaller uses compared to like, oh, I'm gonna have these guys stab you for 72 hours.
Yeah, again, they have their own genjutsu that, like, the basic version everybody can do.
Yeah, yeah. But the guy who is stumbling has a boss actually, a couple of people who are higher up than him. And at one point they're talking and they mention, oh, the princess has Kakashi with her, and of course they're like, oh, crud, Kakashi, he's a problem.
Yeah, but they also kind of like don't view him as a problem because he ran away from them last time. But we'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah. Anyway, is Yuki? the prince. I'm just gonna call her the princess because she goes by like four different names in this. The
Yeah, go.
princess wakes up on the boat and they're all talking and they finally decide to shoot the scene together and she can't cry on command. Oddly enough.
She they talk about how good of an actress she is until she like yells cut in the middle of a scene to have her assistant run out and put the drops in her eyes.
Yeah, and the director says at one point, "I want this done in one take." And I'm like, as somebody who has a degree in mass media that's currently gathering up dust, I can tell you that that's not realistic in the slightest. It's more like, can we get this done in like three, four? It's never one.
So you may have to splice the scene together between those different takes.
Yeah, luckily for this podcast, I don't have to do that too often, but I don't want to jinx anything.
It's usually my fault.
Sometimes it's on me. But every now and then, she has a flashback where she's thinking about her father, and her father's saying, "Look towards the future," and she never really understands it when she's a child. But they get to the ice, and one of the head people's like, "Yeah, I don't know where this ice showed up." I'm like, "Well, you're headed to the land of snow, so ice popping up every now and then isn't the craziest thing to assume, you idiot."
Yeah. This was um I remember watching this movie, and this is part of the I actually really remember, and I thought it was part of a set of episodes that were in like the filler where they just had like, oh, it's a flashback to a mission that they went on. No, I just saw the movie on Cartoon Network. So
Yeah, I can definitely understand that. And the director says, "Hey, now that we're on the ice, let's just shoot here." I'm like, I'm pretty sure you can't just change locations like that on a whim, but hey, maybe he knows what he's doing. But Kakashi breaks up the scene because the bad guys show up.
do you remember any of their names? Because I really don't.
Yes, I remember their names. Their name Fubuki, Mizore, and Nadare Roga. Nadare is the one who says who fought Kakashi previously.
Okay. Yeah. So he's kind of their leader of the ninja on the opposing that are from the land of snow that turned.
Yeah,
But
that's correct. And a lot of them use ice style. And I'm gonna be honest, I love seeing stuff like this. I love seeing when Kekkei Genkai get brought up. The only kind of downside, it's like, wait a minute, aren't the Yuki clan the only people who are supposed to use ice Kekkei Genkai? Doesn't it kind of mess things up that it's like, oh, they aren't part of the Yuki clan? Maybe, but they're still able to use it.
I mean, it might be the difference between like snow and ice or something. I know that, but I know that's a very small distinction.
I have to say, I know Haku is pissed right now, but he has every reason to be.
Yes. But during this fight, which is a really fun fight because they got the guy who uses the snowboard, which is cool. I don't know why I like that. And
Yeah,
then
no, I started cracking up when I saw that. I'm like, you know what? Okay, sure. Everyone needs a hobby, I guess.
the woman creates these like spikes out of the ice.
Oh, that was so cool. Well, they have this chakra armor or that absorbs chakra and makes them stronger, and it's revealed that only Taijutsu was able to beat them, which means they probably sent the wrong. Like, if they sent Team Guy, this story probably would have been over relatively quickly.
Just Guy Lee and then she just automatically kick butt, and 1010 gets to stand in the background and cheer on them.
Yeah, if this was the Rock Lee movie, he featured like the Rock Lee show, then 1010 would have screen time. But alas, that's not this universe.
Yeah.
And the director wants them to keep filming. He specifically says, "Hey, don't stop filming." Which are we sure who's the villain of this series? Because I'm starting to think it might be the director.
No, but he has a vision for what this is going to be.
Oh, bullshit. But everyone escapes, and it's revealed that the reason the bad guys know Kakashi is because 10 or so years ago, he saved the princess as a child, and she was supposed to be the heir to the throne of the Land of Snow. And her real name is Koyuki Karaganda.
And pretty much it's revealed that her uncle uh, killed her father and uh, took the throne from her. But the Land of Snow has been like in decline since.
God, a lot of messed up governments in the Naruto universe. So, like, it's kind of a running theme at this point.
Hmm. Yeah, very true.
Yeah, but they decide, no, that's okay. We escaped, but we can keep we can keep filming. Hey, we see them in some giant vehicle that they're all in, and then Naruto and two of the others get out to pee, and we have to see it for whatever. Why did we have to see that?
Because it was late 90s, early 2000s anime, so they had to have a peeing scene.
I guess. But the princess runs off again, and Naruto has to save her, and he gets chased by a train, because once again, trains also exist in Naruto when they feel like it.
Yep. And they have to use chakra because the snow has destroyed the train tracks. But if they use chakra, they can make the tracks like melt the ice and the train can still go. So
Yeah,
plot.
you know, not to give Boruto any credit, but he usually just sits on top of the train. Naruto could have tried that, maybe. Probably not.
Yeah. Um, but they get back to the rest of the group, if I remember correctly, right?
I think this is when they find that the main bad guy, Doto, was on the train.
Mm-hmm.
And Sandai, we haven't talked about Sandai that much because at first, when I first saw him, oh, is he in cahoots with the bad guy? Like, no, he was a helper of the princess's father, and he was incredibly loyal to her, kind of like an uncle. Oh, so he wants to get her out of this funk. And when Doto shows up and says, "I want the crystal that's around your neck," because that's supposedly very important, and Sandayu says, "No, we're not going to let you. We're going to let you. We're not going to let you guys take over. We're going to stand up against
Mm-hmm.
you and protect the princess." Only for them to be, well, it doesn't work out for them.
Yeah, they pretty much the train sides open and they have these like giant machine guns that fire all like a whole bunch of kunai and stuff at them and cut down all the like nobles or helpers or pretty much the rebels that they and they're cut down. I mean, and he pretty much just dies on the ground.
Yeah, this is this was a gruesome scene when I saw it the other day. I'm like, oh, sweet, oh God, oh, that was it really just builds up how despicable the main villain is, especially since Sandai is about to bleed out, but he's saved by Sasuke and the others. They destroy a good part of the train, the bad guys safe, and Sandai dies telling pretty much apologizing to the princess. And this low key bothered me because him dying was like, okay, he wasn't the most important character, but he was a good guy. I liked him. And she just continues to be like, "You're a fool." Like, and I understand. Yes, the point of this movie is the princess is supposed to grow. The princess starts off cold, but then gets better thanks to Naruto and the others. But I was at the point where I was like, seriously? This guy's done nothing but take care of you your whole life, and your reaction to him dying is, well, this is what you get for doing what you were doing. And like like I said, I understand the story, but in the moment I was actually annoyed. I was like, okay, I kind of want you gone.
Yeah, it she is not likable through 95% of this movie. And
Yeah.
that's like you don't even get like glimpses of what she could be really. I mean, you get her past, but you don't get very many like where she's currently has potential to be a good person.
Yeah. Like kind of like how in Pokemon Journeys when it's like, oh, Ash is going up against B and B is kind of scary and serious, but you saw moments where like she was having ice cream or sweets and she had a smile on her face. It's like, okay, there are little glimpses here, but I don't know. I think they kept her being a pain in the ass a little too long.
Yeah. So pretty much at this moment though, the bad guys capture her and Naruto at the same time, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, and like I said, they want the hex crystal that's around her neck, and when we'll get to that later.
Yeah.
Because supposedly it unlocks the treasure in the Rainbow Glacier.
Yeah. Which the bad guys are after because it's supposedly like where he thinks all the funds are that his brother had, but we'll get as I said, we'll get to it.
Yeah, and Naruto breaks into the blimp area to save the day, and of course they kidnap all of his clones, and they put something on his body that restricts his chakra.
Yeah, it's uh, all their devices have like the yin yang symbol on it, and I don't, and pretty much it's just supposed to be like it removes chakra or diffuses it or whatever. They don't really give a good explanation of what it actually is doing, but
Yeah, but while they're in their, I guess their prison cells, she's still talking trash to Naruto, and Naruto does the whole once again talk no jutsu. He's like, hey, I used to be like this, and this is what my life is like now because of the people in my life, and I do appreciate how we do see the other squads. We see the Ino Shikacho squad, we see Team Eight, we see Team Guy. It's Iruka, the third Hokage. You understand what I mean?
yeah, it this is the moment that throws me off because I'm not 100% sure when this movie is supposed to take place because Sasuke doesn't use his Sharingan in it. He doesn't seem to have the curse mark. Um, he uses the Shadow Shuriken uh, jutsu, or just the Shuriken jutsu. I don't remember which one he uses, but he uses it a few times in this movie.
Yeah, and
But
I
Sakura's already got her hair cut, so it's just
Lee's injuries from the flashback we see seem to be better. Tsunade's the Hokage.
yeah. So it's like okay, so this is in like they went on a mission between the time that Sasuke was in the hospital, got out of the hospital, and then but he hasn't left the village yet. But he was under enough control of himself not to use his Sharingan and not to use his curse mark during while battling a much stronger opponent.
Okay, so supposedly this movie chronologically takes place between one episodes 101 and 102. So right before the filler arc of the race.
Okay,
Hey, so it's literally takes place right after the episode of Kakashi Sensei's True Face, one of my all-time favorite episodes.
I think it's what it's 3 episodes in total is what it's become. That,
Something like that.
but yeah,
But
I get
but we'll talk about more of the continuity issues of this in a second. But
okay.
they talk about, and Naruto's like, oh well, I also Ebisu Sensei is in Naruto's vision of all of his friends and everything, which was a little weird, but I guess Naruto's pretty forgiving.
But Ebisu's still like a good friend. He just doesn't like Naruto.
Yeah, sure. Sure. But Naruto escapes, and he helps the princess escape. They run out, and oh that's right. That's we missed this part.
Oh, what?
When the princess gives up the crystal to Doto and he says, hey, what are you doing? This is a fake crystal. And she thinks to herself, how is it a fake? That has to be. Oh no. While she was knocked out on the boat initially, Kakashi switched them. Kakashi put a fake crystal on her.
Mhm. Yeah, I did forget about that scene.
Yeah. And then when they're escaping, and she find Kakashi and the others find Naruto and they're like, "Hey, do you have my crystal?" He's like, "Oh yeah, I put a fake one." Hold on. And he gives her the crystal back while they're still in danger. You're not my Kakashi. This isn't my Kakashi. Why would you do something so stupid?
Um, but as they're escaping or seeming to, they run into the throne room.
Which every evil layer has supposedly.
Yeah, and it's kind of your stereotypical. It's very dark, but there's like a long staircase to a single seat that's like 50 feet in the air. Um, she runs up those stairs really quickly and is like, here you go, and hands it to him. And you have a moment where everybody thinks that she's betrayed them and that and she talks about being an actress and how she fooled everybody only to turn around and attempt to stab what was his name again?
Doto?
Doto. And they fall from the top of the throne to the ground.
And they make it so dramatic. They're like, "Oh snap! They're both gonna die." Oh wait, no, he's still alive, and she's still alive. Okay,
And then yeah, it's just but it's revealed like he's taken no damage. He's wearing the strongest form of the chakra armor.
yeah, and then he grows mechanical wings and starts flying with her, and Naruto has to jump on again. And as it turns out, the crystal that's around her neck unlocks a generator that stops the ice and snow of the whole land that they're on.
Yeah, they and he's kind of upset because he doesn't think that this is really what the treasure was. So he's the bad guy's kind of freaking out about that. Um, but you get uh, Kakashi versus the leader, and then Sakura and Sasuke versus the other two.
Yeah, I will say I loved this part. I love like Sakura and Sasuke fight wise worked really well together, and I loved Sakura's little blizzard jutsu that she used. It's in one of the Ultimate Ninja games. I'm like, if I ever play as Sakura, that's the only jutsu like. That's one of the like six jutsu she knows. I'm using it because I don't know. The fights themselves were really good. It's just in my opinion, they're just sadly there just weren't enough of them. They all felt super short.
Yeah, they're very short, especially for characters that are supposed to be like Chunin Jonin level at this point, I think, pretty much. They it That's the thing. They make all of the our main cast look good, in my opinion, in the
Exactly.
fights. They hold their own versus like being injured all the time.
Yeah, and Kakashi's point, like he's using it's just like, oh, I'm gonna use this ice wolf. Oh, I'm gonna use this ice giant whale. I'm like, what in the world are these attacks? He uses like an avalanche ice attack. I'm like, okay, for a throwaway Kekkei Genkai that Haku used and was just sort of done with, they're adding so much to this. I like I said, and I love when they decide, hey, the Sharingan already has a lot. The Byakugan doesn't have that much, but they decide instead of giving more techniques to the jutsus and families that already have a lot, let's build on the ones that we haven't really talked about all that much. I actually really appreciate what they put with that.
Yeah, but
But I guess we'll talk about that more in one of the upcoming movies when we learn a new Kekkei Genkai. But that's another point for another day.
yeah. So I do love that. Because doesn't Guy say the same line that Kakashi says during the final fight with the leader of the ninja?
What does he say?
He says something along the lines of even if a ninja doesn't have genjutsu or ninjutsu, they always have taijutsu. It's either Guy or Lee says that, or I know somebody else says that somewhere in
Yeah.
the series,
And
and I'm
then he
like,
beats him with a Falcon Drop, which Sasuke used on Naruto in their fight, and then Naruto went one tail. Well, but yeah, of course, Kakashi and Guy, they're important in each other's lives, so it was a nice callback.
yeah. So it's just it's just a really cool moment because I heard it and I actually had to rewind it to make sure I heard the line right. And I'm like, that's said somewhere else.
It's just well, sometimes you have to take the catchphrase from your husband. It sounds a little cooler when Guy says it, but Kakashi tried. Hey, Naruto fights Doto, but he gets smacked around, and he even lands in the cold, icy water. Meanwhile, Sasuke sneaks up on him and cracks the armor with a Chidori, and of course gets knocked away. But he cracks the armor, which is really impressive.
Yeah. And his final thing is Naruto, it's up to you pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah, when Sasuke turned against the Leaf, he thought about the racing arc. He didn't think about this one too much, so it must not have bothered him.
Yeah. This was still when he had enough control over himself to realize that, oh, I need a team here.
Exactly. Hey, so he screams out for Naruto. Oh, Naruto gets up and he does the hero always wins in the end speech. I'm almost like, huh, that's funny. That's fun. And he uses the Rasengan and it becomes a rainbow Rasengan.
Yeah. So the heat generator is reflecting light and it kind of just turns his chakra a rainbow color. It doesn't say whether it's actually more powerful or not, but he takes out Dota, and that's kind of it.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's very telling that Naruto didn't get his strength back until Sasuke called out his name, and then his Rasengan turned a rainbow color. It's a little too on the nose for the Sasunaru fans, but hey,
I guess we're reviewing this at the right time.
happy Pride Month, y'all. Anyway, He's the snow leaves thanks to the generator working, and then the director says, "Oh, this movie is it in 3D now?" I'm like, you are so stupid. Oh, he's so stupid, but he's making me laugh now.
And it's revealed that it might be a hologram as well, or is it memory? I couldn't quite figure that out. If it's like everybody's seeing like her talk with her dad at the right before the assassination, or if this is actually like her just thinking back on it, looking up at the sky, and it's reflected there for her.
Well, she did drink a lot of booze at the beginning of the movie, so maybe she was sneaking some. She was sneaking some onto the set.
That's quite possible.
Yeah, and Naruto says, "Haha, it's nice to finally experience a happy ending." I'm like, well, just no. There's a joke I could make there, but I'm not touching that.
Yeah. But the movie kind of ends there, but there is some stuff in the uh, uh, credits that you have
Yeah,
to
yeah.
stick through.
We get a really beautiful song. Like I was like, huh, I really don't remember this song, but I actually really like it. And it's revealed that the generator they use isn't fully developed, so the snow and the ice are probably going to come back at some point. But the princess says, "Hey, I'm still willing to make that work as the leader of the land of snow." Oh, and Sakura goes, "Oh, well, too bad you're going to give up acting." And then she says, who said anything about giving up acting? I'm going to keep moving. I'm going to keep acting in apparently a movie about make out paradise."
Yeah. And Kashi is so excited about it. Like
Yeah.
he's like, "Oh my God, that script. Is it really?"
Yeah, and she in a nice little in a nice little thing of development, the princess does go back and she gives autographs to all the kids that she scolded earlier in the movie, and only for Naruto to be like, "Oh dang, I didn't get an autograph." And Sasuke is actually pretty cool in this movie. He's like, "No, dude, I took care of it," which to me says Sasuke's like, "Look, you're give all the crap he put up with, you're giving him an autograph. Consider it a birthday present from me before I leave." What? Here, take it.
Yeah. So he hands him an envelope, and it's revealed to be a picture of like the heavily injured Naruto getting a kiss, and then signed by the princess.
Yeah, while he's in like a presumably a hospital bed, knocked out.
Mhm.
And he complains about the picture, but that's the movie. That's Naruto's first movie.
Yeah. I mean, this is kind of the one time we see the growth of the princess, though. Real quick, is that she just starts signing autographs not only for Naruto but for the little kids. So that's the one time we actually get to see her actually grow from where she started.
Yeah. That being said, I did really enjoy this movie. I had fun going back and watching it.
I did too. It
Yeah.
was very nostalgic for me.
Yeah, the princess was a little too harsh at times to the point where I was kind of starting to get annoyed with it. And I felt like the fights could have been a little bit longer, but those are such small points. Like it was funny, the story being told was clear, and y'all know I love ice style. It's pun intended, it is one of the coolest jutsus in Naruto.
Yeah, it's this one is it feels like it could have been an arc in the series that they could have done this. It's um the humor's on point for what Naruto is. It doesn't go too dark. The technology, while a little jarring, especially at the beginning, doesn't feel necessarily that out of place in the universe. Um, so yeah, I think this one feels like it's could be part of the series itself rather than just its own story.
Well, it is the first piece of Naruto media to reveal that Kakashi was part of the Anbu, which I'm like, oh wow, that's actually a really important plot point for this movie. That I appreciate that.
And what's kind of impressive is that they actually like make him like they don't change his design from that. If that's true, he like that's the armor, that's the look. He has no sleeves. I don't know if they showed his mask, but like what he wears in that scene is what you see the rest of the time when they do flashbacks.
Yeah, which means, in my opinion, you could count this movie as canon. Unfortunately, there's one little problem with whether this movie's canon or not, because at the end, the only person who seems knocked out is Sasuke. So presumably, Sakura and Kakashi see Naruto finish off the big bad. They see him use the Rasengan. But if that's chronologically correct, several episodes later, when Naruto and Sasuke fight, And Kakashi stops them, and Kakashi thinks, Naruto, was that the Rasengan? I'm like, wait, okay, so the movie's not canon?
Yeah, there's that. Again, Sasuke doesn't really use any of his like jutsus that he's come to rely on at this point. And I mean, he should have the curse mark. He should have his two Tome Sharingan activated at this point.
I,
So he doesn't really use that in this. So
to be fair, you could argue the curse mark has in, like, this was still at the point where it's like, oh, I'm still trying my best to be a good person. So him you not using it makes a little bit of sense.
I guess so. It's just I would have thought that he would have still used it because this is especially that part where he's starting to turn heavily down the path of darkness that he walks down later.
Yeah, but still, minor gripes aside, I do still like this movie. I can't really do what we do for Pokemon movies and be like, oh, the next one I remember really liking, because I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember. I feel like a lot of the Naruto movies I kind of missed.
I know I saw all three of the original, and I know I'm pretty sure I've seen all the Shippuden. I may have missed one of them. I'm kind of confused on some of their order, so I need to go back when we get to those and figure out which one's which.
I do remember us all watching the Boruto movie together, and I'm gonna be all these years later, I still don't fully know how I feel about it.
Yeah, because you can watch the anime and see the same thing, just expanded upon for like 40 episodes.
I still don't feel great that Jabari and I laughed at the scene where Naruto's clone disappears and drops the cape for Himawari. That's what I thought to myself, huh, I might be a bad person.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, because I remember that I think the next one is Crescent Moon, right? But
I believe so.
and then the final of the Naruto movies, if I remember correctly, is the Kingdom in the Sky or something. It's funny that they all have to do with like a kingdom, like there's a prince or a princess or something going on.
Oh, the next movie is the Legend of the Stone of Jalel. I saw, and then the next one is the Crescent Moon. I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember. I remember a little bit of the Crescent Moon because I like the outfits and the design. The Stone one, I'm not. This one that looks new to me.
I know that Sasuke shows up in it, but that's all I can remember. Won't remember much about, I guess, the second movie. I thought it was the third movie because I would have put the Crescent Moon as the next one.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. But who knows? I'm gonna be honest. I'm a little scared to review the last because of the Naruto Hinata stuff. Because I have some opinions that, well, maybe that would work better for another video.
Yeah. But overall, you said you really enjoyed this one.
Yeah, really enjoyed it. I'd go back and watch it again at some point.
Yeah, as I said, I have memories of this one as a kid watching this one, and the Crescent Moon are the two that I remember scenes directly from. So yeah. I really enjoy it too.
Yeah. No, like I said, and the final point, I'll just be I really do like how they focus on different jutsus and stuff that's like, oh, well, we haven't really talked about this one that often, so let's give them a little more to work with.
Exactly.
All right, so are we ready to close out?
I believe we are.
All right. Ladies, gentlemen, friends of ours, what did you think of this movie? Have you gone back and watched it since it first came out? Did you not like it? Just anything in regards to this movie or Naruto movies, just let us know.
Yeah. And have you seen this one recently? Do you think it holds up by comparison to some of the other newer Naruto stuff that's come out in the 3 decades since this premiered?
Don't say that, man. Come on. And are there any other anime movies you want us to review? Apparently, there's some big anime movie that just came out that surpassed My Hero's numbers. Maybe we'll talk about it, but I kind of don't think I want to because I haven't even seen the show. But we'll talk. Maybe we'll talk about behind the scenes.
Yeah, maybe.
All right, but anyways, be good to yourselves. Be good to each other. We'll see you next time. This has been Alex
and Richard,
and you have been listening to Anime Egotists. Good night, and peace easy.